Congrats on your new Redline bike. As you open the box, you'll see there is some assembly required to get you going. Start by making sure you have everything out of the box, including the small parts box, the seat post with the saddle attached, and any other accessories in the box. If you've never built a bike before, this may take you up to 60 minutes. If you've wrenched a little before but never fully built a bike, expect about 30 to 40 minutes, and if you're an expert mechanic, you'll probably be riding in 20 to 30 minutes. Take all the packing materials off the bike and recycle it. There will be a few tools you need to put your bike together, like screwdrivers, metric Allen wrenches, and an adjustable wrench. If you have a 15mm wrench, bike grease, and a pedal wrench, your assembly process will be a lot easier. To install the handlebar, first remove the bolts holding the stem faceplate on. Center the bar on the stem, and while holding it in place, begin to tighten the faceplate bolts. Tighten them equally in a crossing pattern, and the final tightening should be tight enough that the wrench leaves an imprint on your palm. When properly tightened, there should be an equal gap on the top and bottom of the faceplate. Looking at the bike from the side, the handlebar and the fork should be parallel with each other. If you need to connect the brake cable to the lever, first you'll need to open the brake. V-brakes look like this, and you'll need to pinch the brake arms toward each other and separate the brake noodle from the opposite arm. If you have caliper brakes like this, squeeze the arms together and remove the cable end from the brake arm. Now you should have enough slack in the system to get the opposite cable end into the brake lever. Make sure the slots in the barrel adjusters are aligned and lined up with the slot in the lever. Once you get the cable inserted, tighten the barrel adjusters and reattach the brake arms to the cable and test the brakes. Your pedals are right and left specific, and they have stickers so you know which is which. The right pedal goes on the chain side of the bike and threads in clockwise. Grease the threads of the pedal and start threading it in by hand. The left pedal goes on the non-chain side of the bike and threads in counterclockwise. Once both pedals are threaded in by hand, finish tightening them with a 15mm wrench or a pedal wrench. Tighten them snugly. Now for the seat post. Put a little bit of grease on the post and open the quick release. Slide the post in, making sure to go past the minimum insertion mark. When you close the quick release, it should be snug enough that the seat post doesn't move. If your bike doesn't have a quick release, you'll need to loosen and tighten the bolt on the seat post clamp with an Allen wrench. Installing your front wheel is pretty important, so pay attention. Knock the fork block out of the dropouts and loosen the axle nuts. Make sure any washers will be on the outside of the fork dropouts and insert the wheel into the fork. Tighten the nuts finger tight, ensuring the axle is squarely placed in the fork dropouts, and give them a final tightening with an adjustable wrench. If your bike has disc brakes, you'll need to carefully slide the rotor in between the brake pads. If there are tabbed safety washers, make sure the tabs fit into the slots in the fork dropouts. Now you can close the quick release, and you'll know it's tight enough when the lever leaves an imprint on your palm. The final step is to line up the handlebars with the front wheel. This is easiest to do while standing over the bike, so you can visually line them up. Once the handlebar is where you want it, you can tighten the two pinch bolts on the sides of the stem. Tighten these bolts very snugly, and the wrench should leave an imprint on your palm when it's tight enough. Once you're done, check that all the bolts are secure, pump up your tires, and you're ready to ride.